If you love to vacation in parts of Florida or even the Caribbean,
Yes.
you've probably seen all that stuff piling, or you've smelt all that stuff
piling. Right, or you've smelled
up.
it somewhere.
It's sargassum, right? We know it can be large, brown, gross. It grows in the Atlantic Ocean, and it eventually clumps up and floats into the Caribbean. Now, in March, we had that blob measuring 5,000 miles long made its way toward Florida.
But here's the good news. Since then, the amount of sargassum washing ashore has dropped dramatically. It's dropped 75% in Florida and 40% in the Caribbean. Researchers say stronger than normal winds have helped steer the seaweed away from beaches.
All right. Well, then let's look to see why this thing is a good thing to have less seaweed in on our shores. Time now for today's Facts or Facts. And if we look at sargassum, it isn't all bad. Now, while it is floating in the ocean, this thing actually creates habitats for some marine animals. It helps transport nutrients way deep into the environment.
The problem starts when it washes up on the beaches.
Yeah.
And it rots.
Yes, that's exactly right.
It emits hazardous gases, causing air and water quality issues.
See, so we just need to redirect it. This is why it's still important to get rid of the seaweed as it does wash ashore. And then, you know, the Miami-Dade Innovation Authority, they're actually hoping to inspire people like you and me to find these solutions for them.
Yeah, Leanne Buchanan is the president and CEO of the Miami-Dade Innovation Authority, joining us now. Thanks for being with us to talk about this challenge that you launched. It's a sustainability challenge to tackle the seaweed problem. So how does the challenge work?
Thanks so much for having me. Well, this is the first of 3 challenges that the Innovation Authority will launch this year, and it kicked off back in July. Essentially, we are putting up $300,000. So we will invest about $100,000 in up to 3 companies who have a solution, a product or a service to repurpose the sargassum that is washing up on Miami-Dade shores into something beneficial. And essentially, we have an open call through to September 29th for companies from anywhere in the world to submit their solution for a chance to receive this investment. In addition to the investment, we will help these companies pilot their solutions or test and validate their solutions here in Miami so they can have an opportunity to scale and bring their solutions to other counties, other cities across the Atlantic Basin that also experience sargassum inundation.
It seems like a win-win-win for all.
How many times have you heard like a program that the government is doing and they would be like, if they would have just let me come up with the idea, it would have been so much better. So now you actually can, which is great. So once you created the winner, when does the implementation process start, or how does it get going from that point forward?
That's a great question. So we know that sargassum is seasonal, and we see sargassum really plume in the warmer summer months. So while we will select and announce the 3 companies in December of 2023, we will not actually test until starting about March or April of 2024, when we start to see large amounts of sargassum hitting our shores. And ultimately, what's beautiful about this process is we're an independent entity. We work with the private sector, we work with Miami-Dade County government to oversee the testing process, and we will publish the results so that other counties, other cities, and the companies themselves can use the results for the opportunity to bring their solutions to multiple places.
You know, there's a lot of climate challenges to consider in Miami. Why focus on sargassum, and how is climate change affecting sargassum? You're talking about the warm temperatures. Are we seeing more of it?
Exactly. Well, what we know is Miami-Dade County is ground zero for so many opportunities to address climate change. Sargassum is honestly only going to get worse as we see the temperatures rise. And so we want to start at the very early stages to identify solutions that we can implement going forward. And this is not the only sustainability challenge that the Innovation Authority will focus on. It's a relatively new entity, but we figured start with sargassum. It's tangible. People see it. People experience the nuisance. And it is something that we can really make clear that it affects the quality of life of our residents. And so that's where technology and innovation can really add value.
So once you guys tackle this and move forward and it's a success, I think you mentioned it, but will you do other projects? Will the county hire other, maybe not nonprofits, but other entrepreneurs to come in and give their pitch ideas on other topics too?
So the Innovation Authority is actually tasked with deploying $1 million a year up to 10 companies. So we're going to have multiple challenges. We aim to have 3 challenges a year where we'll select 3 companies who will win an opportunity for an investment and also testing and validating their solution with the county.
Got it.
What are some of the ways Miami's tackled in this past? Because, you know, your neighbors to the north there in Fort Lauderdale, they actually compost sargassum. They have a program for that. Have you ever tried that as a solution?
So Miami-Dade County spent about $4.2 million last year to clean up sargassum. And what makes it difficult to compost is there are maybe more sustainable uses as we think about zero waste. And so the county is thinking about how we can create a circular economy out of sargassum instead of just composting it or letting it go to waste in our landfills. I've already seen some really cool solutions that have come through in the challenge, things like repurposing it into fertilizer. There's a company that's making building materials for sargassum. And so the idea is, how can we create a private market opportunity from something that we would see as waste?
So then how do you decide which one's the best? Because I'm sure you're going to have like so many good, opportunities here.
You know, that is really the challenge, to be quite honest, no pun intended. We're excited to partner with the Nature Conservancy, who are serving as subject matter experts who are going to help us narrow down the best solution. But ultimately, we need to find a company that has a product or solution that is ready to test. So if it's just an idea, it may not be the best fit for us. And also, we're looking for companies that can ready to scale. Once we pilot, they should be ready to go to multiple cities. And so we're looking at companies or ideas that are poised to bring their solutions to other markets. But you're absolutely right. I'm seeing the applications.
It's going to be so hard. Yeah. We have to go here, but how quickly can people get involved if they have, something that they want to submit?
They should visit mdia.miami to submit their application. And the Sargassum Challenge is right on our homepage. So mdia.miami to submit their idea and also to learn more about our work.
mdia.miami. Leanne Buchanan, will you come back once you have it narrowed down maybe to your top 3, 5, something like that?
That'd be great.
We'd love to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks for coming on here. Yeah, of course, she was the president and CEO of the Miami-Dade Innovation Authority. And you're going to have so many different creative solutions.
I almost think you got to pick like 4 or 5 winners. Like each one of you
can develop and see what works best for different communities, right? Because this is happening all over the world, not just here in the U.S.